everybody, it's Naya. Welcome back to Naya Reads and Smiles. I have been wanting to film this video for so long. It has just been eating me up. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 contemporary books. Now, as you guys know, contemporary is not my first favorite genre. Actually, I think this year I've read more contemporary books than any other year of my life, so that's saying something. In my exploration of contemporary books this year, I've come across a life-changing, amazing contemporary books. And again, like I said, I'm a fantasy, sci-fi, supernatural lover. So the majority of books that I've read, majority of my life, have been, you know, of the sci-fi, high fantasy genre. And so it takes a lot for a contemporary book to catch my eye and to steal my heart and to take a piece from me. But yes, I'm going to be sharing those books with you. I want those books to take a piece of your heart too, because that's what we like to do here. The first book that was mind-blowing, Stolen by Lucy Christopher. Stolen? Where do I even start with this book? Okay, it's the first book I've ever read that was told from second person point of view. The main character addresses you, like, you know, you did this, and the way it's written, okay, it's about a girl who is kidnapped. And this is a letter to her captor, or a letter that she's writing addressing the person who kidnapped her. So when you're reading it, it's like, I'm the one who kidnapped her, even though I didn't. But that's what it feels like. This book blew my mind because it's like, there's elements of like Stockholm syndrome where, you know, the character becomes attached to this captor, but it's like, it's the only contemporary book, or one of the 5 contemporary books that just messes with your head. This book messes with your head so much because you don't know whether to feel bad for certain people or like it's just like, it's like an internal struggle, an internal battle going on with your feelings while you're reading this book the entire time. Like I said, it's about a girl who is kidnapped from an airport, and this is her letter to the person who's kidnapped her. Oh, it was mind-blowing. Oh yeah, by the way, all of these books are going to be books that I've rated 10 out of 10 because they're like my top favorite 5 contemporary books. If you want to read a book that just, if you want to read a book that makes you feel so conflicted and so just like, like an ache in the heart, that I honestly recommend you read Stolen. I want you guys all to read Stolen because it will test your strength when it comes to just heartache. Okay, second contemporary book. Oh my god, I love this one. Every Day by David Levithan, and this book, so Every Day, this book right here, it's a standalone. I mean, there is another book called Another Day that's the same story but told from a different character's perspective, but honestly, I recommend you read this one because this one is about this being, and I say being because it's like this person is a person, but they're genderless. They're not male, they're not female, and every day they're a different person. So they live one day in the life of a different person, and they're never the same person every day. This book, it follows the story of this being as he or she's a different person every day, but at the same time, it has like a deeper meaning to it, and it touched my heart, and it made me like, it put so many things in life into perspective, and it just honestly made me appreciate and made me value people more, not for what their gender is, but rather, you know, who they are as a person, who they are as a being. And this book, it follows this being. This person falls in love with a girl, but again, imagine how difficult that is when you're a different person every day. But yet, even though he's a different person every day, whether he's a boy or a girl, he's still in love with this girl, and he or she tries to find her every single day, and it's so beautiful, and I cried at several parts in this book. And like I said, I'm not a contemporary girl, but this book stole my heart, and I honestly think every person in the world should read it. It doesn't matter what your age is too, because I feel like it'll resonate with a lot of people. It's absolutely amazing. This next book, number 3, We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Now, I've talked about this book before, and it somewhat it doesn't completely fall into the category of contemporary because it is kind of like a mystery suspense book, but basically this story follows a family known as the Sinclairs. They're very rich, their social status is like up here, right? And they own their own island, have this island that they go to visit every single summer. One summer, something happens, and it's this huge suspense mystery book, and I don't want to tell you much about it because it's one of those books, and I've said this before, that you want to go into knowing as little as possible. So just know that it's about a family, and they go to this island and every summer, and they're never the same after this one summer. So I know the plot sounds so simple and you're like, wow, this is gonna be really boring. I bet something just happens to someone or something. No, like I almost gave up on reading this book 3/4 of the way through because I'm like, I don't even know what this is about. I don't even know what's going on. Like, what is this leading up to? And then the ending made everything worth it. So I honestly recommend you read this book if you're a murder, mystery, suspense lover, but are trying to get into the genre of contemporary. I honestly recommend you read this book because it was fantastic. Fourth book, Everything by Nicola Yoon, and I called her Nicole in my last video. I'm so sorry. It's actually Nicola. It's an A at the end. It's not an E. But Nicola Yoon, Everything. Ugh. Everything is about a girl who she's allergic to the world. She has this immune disorder, or just something with her immune system is wrong, to where she's basically allergic to everything. Like, her blood and her body reacts really badly with pretty much everything, and so she's lived in this house, in this bubble, in this filtered environment her entire life, and she's kind of isolated. Well, not kind of, she is isolated from the outside world. It's been her and her mom and just her nurse for 18 years, or 17 years, well, 18 years, and oh, this book is amazing. Until there's new neighbors that move in, and there's a new kind of guy that moves next door, and her entire life just changes because all of a sudden she goes from being okay and being accepting of, you know, having to live in just like this kind of sheltered environment to wanting more out of life. And this book, it was funny, it was sweet, it was cute, it was just, I read it in 4 hours, it was amazing. I mean, even though it was a contemporary book, and even though, you know, the plot sounds very simple, it was so much more intricate, and just read it, okay? Just read it. Lastly, this book, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. For years, us fangirls and fanboys that just love movies, love books, love everything related to fictional worlds and storytelling, we've kind of been misunderstood, and whenever people say, oh, I don't understand why you like books so much, or I don't understand why you're just obsessed with comic books, like, I don't understand it. And us fangirls and fanboys, it's hard to come up with a response for that. It's hard to say why you love something so much, why the last book in a series makes you fall apart on the floor. And Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell is like the Bible for us fangirls and fanboys. It follows a girl named Kath and her sister. Kath has been obsessed with the Simon Snow series, which is kind of like the Harry Potter series in our world, and it's been her entire life. She's even gone to the point of writing fan fiction her entire life because she loves the book so much. She moves to college, and everything, this kind of comfortable place she's been in her whole life, she's introduced to all these new people and everything, and she's kind of having to re-explore and explain herself, become less introverted, and it just follows her, and it's amazing. And the entire book is like just filled with quotes that I want to just stick on my wall because they're so amazing. Oh, I want to reread it. It's just so good. Okay, well, those are my top 5 favorite contemporary books. I hope you enjoyed this video. I plan on filming a top 5 favorites, just like books that absolutely changed my life, but I'm still working on the list because it's so hard to it's just a really hard list to make. Thank you, as always. Keep reading, and bye!